Crypto market is slowly bouncing and we are getting a relief rally or a bear market rally. But usually when the bear market rally changes the bear market into bull market at one point. So you need to look for that too. But right now the market is showing you mixed signs and you need to look for what the market can do. It broke higher. There would be a retest which is possible for different assets, and you're looking for Bitcoin and Ether. Especially you are looking for the major resistance, because you are not just saying short term we broke higher, but medium term we do have to break higher. Right now what we are going to try to look at is, if you are going to put $1,000 in a crypto, what can that do for you? Right? If you are looking at XRP, what's the upside from here based on history? If you're going to look at other assets inside this market, what are you looking at? And if you're comparing XRP with the altcoin market, from here, what are you really looking at? If you enter any average coin in this market, can you really make that much compared to XRP? Because most likely that's not possible, and there's a lot of different reasoning for that. You zoom in, you break it down, and then you understand, like, okay, this is what I'm expecting being conservative, this is what I'm expecting a little bit being optimistic, right? You get that. And if you're euphoric, you're looking for 400x. Fine. Now which coin can actually give you that in a conservative or optimistic manner? That's what we are going to break it down. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. So as we look through these technicals, we do understand that technicals as well as the fundamentals are super important. So as we go ahead and break through this scenario here, we need to understand how things are evolving. It's not just for one asset, it's for the entire altcoin market. And then we are looking at, like, okay, what can compete in this environment? And if you're really about to buy at this level of support, then what are you looking at? Because if you're buying at this level, what is your upside? Now, short-term XRP is one of the lowest upside. There is no doubt on that. When the entire alt market shows you like 50x for the first major resistance there, XRP just show you like 10. Now, we know that. Then medium-term 50, and then the long-term goes to 370x. So if you are looking at for a short answer, if whenever you compare that with the entire alt market, this is the answer what you get. We've consolidated in a range for like 1,330 days. If you take that price range, you had long time to buy and average down, so to get 700x in last one. Now that's half of the actual rally. I do agree on that. But if you look at the general market, you will be surprised. You did not actually get that much time to accumulate. Now, for clarity, I can actually take you towards an Ether chart. So here in an Ether chart, in the same thought process, you look at this like, okay, you literally had somewhere close to 300 days to buy in. And if you entered the market at that point at the lowest, great. You reach kind of 200x to the upside. Whereas the coin actually went much higher than that. It went a kind of 3000x, which was higher than XRP, but you didn't get much time to enter and accumulate, because most of you are not going to buy for $1 million at one slot. You're literally accumulating month on month. So if you are looking at such a coin, then that's where XRP comes into play. Right now you spent a lot of time already inside that, all the way from 2018, and it does reflect the reality of what's happening in the past. So right now, as this bounce from here, now when I say bounce, you need to really understand it is bouncing. You zoom in here, this is the altcoin market. We talked about this detail in the Patreon, right? You're getting a double bottom, you're breaking higher, that's great. Now, double bottom breakout means most likely you're going to get a retest. Followed by that retest, the price is going to go back higher. So as you go back, you should also understand how the indicators are forming here. You got a breakout, but the indicator did not show you a retest. So if the retest happens in the price, it may not come to exact bottom where it actually broke higher. Now, the market usually does that stuff. But for the altcoin market, when you're zoomed out, this is where you are right now at the historical low level of support. So if you are moving, being conservative, you can say a 50x. So that 50x for XRP, if you put that into perspective, XRP is right now 0.36, 0.37. So that's like around $15-16. Now, we all know that XRP usually moves super slow. So if you are comparing with XRP, you kind of already understood that, okay, even when the market is going to do like that, we may most likely only come closer to $5-6. We may not go to $7 because we always kind of move at the end. But when that move happens, you now have open room always towards $16 to $20. That's not small, because when it goes down too much. When it goes up so much. Now, you can compare it with different altcoins in the same category of payments, or you can directly go and compare it with the altcoin market. But the key here is that you have a long time for accumulation. And right now, if you have already been in the market and you have already accumulated this much, that means the time which you want to give into the market, half of that is done. Most likely, next half is your wave to the upside and a little bit of consolidation. But during this bottom level of this pattern here, it actually suggests you it's a descending broadening wedge, which usually goes test this one and break to the upside. Now, if you come on to the charts to look at like, okay, what Bitcoin is doing, yes, we do understand that we broke higher. 21-day moving average, we broke that. 50-day moving average, we broke that. Now, two possibilities are there. One, you can come down to test the level of support which you have, which is the resistance turned into support. Or else, you may just come back down to test this 50-day moving average. So if you happen to bounce from that level, that's great, that's perfect. Now you need to break this resistance. Now, why is that? Because as you zoom out, you see this is a medium-term resistance. The pattern which you're breaking out is a short-term pattern. So the short-term pattern, in one of our videos, our technical analysis videos, where I was teaching you guys from the whiteboard, I've shown this, right? When you're taking a trade, always make sure of this. You have enough room to run till the major resistance. The higher time frame resistance usually slows down the price. Now, this is not only the case for Bitcoin on a trend line. You can take out the trend lines. You can just look at the support resistance. It completely depends on what type of investor or trader you are. But even at that point, you get it somewhere close. 26, 27,000, you do come up with resistance. So if you happen to break that trend line, what you're looking at is this particular level to hold. Fine. Now, you go on Ether and you observe something similar. You broke that one and you had volume. You had a long candle. So that means the retest can be there. But I don't think the retest is going to go all the way back down to 1200. So most likely, the retest support can be somewhere close to 1350. Right? Now, if you are looking at Ether, if you remember, we talked about this. We talked about the possibility of Ether bouncing, testing this range of, now this will be in between like 1,550 towards 1,700. And right now you are getting literally that. You went into that range, you're slowing down, you're consolidating. Now, if you remember what I've told here, it's like a possibility of Ether doing 30 to 50 upside, and which will lift the altcoin. So that did happen. Now we are going to the market. You are looking at what just happened in the entire altcoin space, and you see this. Ether went up 40%, close to that, and you had a lot of coins moving higher. Now, this is one of the coin which we were looking at, right? Ape. And you can see that it was about to break higher, and we told this is going to come soon and it's going to break higher. That just happened. It broke higher, it came back, it retested, and we highlighted the retest is going on and it's successful. Then it's bouncing. Now, as it's bouncing, it was not bouncing in a clear pattern. It was actually making another pattern inside that pattern. So that kind of tend to show you like, okay, now you have a cup and handle pattern where the cup is measured like the total 2 ROI, and one is your handle, which is 23%, and the next one is 65. Right now, your 23% target has been hit and you're slowing down. So anyone who's in the market measuring these and taking out profits, if you're trading, that kind of went well. But if you didn't, that's fine. You're like, okay, I'm not a short-term trader. That means you're not taking profit at this point. You know that the price hit that point, slow down a bit, consolidate a bit, and then go higher. So if you are in this market, buy the dip is what I see. until Bitcoin actually comes and test and break the level of support here. So that's somewhere close to 27, 28K. So if you break that level in Bitcoin, oh, that's going to be bullish. You're going to go all the way up to $45,000 from there. The major resistance comes at that point, 45, 47, that range. So if you are breaking 28, 30, boom, you're going to go much, much higher. And that run in Bitcoin is going to allow a lot of altcoins to run higher. So if you are reading through this, people are talking about relief rally, how that happens, that impulse and all. And you also do get the bear market rally. Fine. Inside the bear market, you do get short-term relief moving to the upside. But one of that, after a long trial, happens to be the bear market rally, which makes it a bull market. Bear market rally ending up in a bull market. So you really don't want to misjudge that and say the market is going down, I'm shorting. Never do that. Taking profit is fine. You are looking at this. If the price comes all the way back here, 2,500, 2,600, and it slows down, that's completely fine. You take your profit all the way a little bit before that, 2,300. Now, if the price is slowing down at 2,300, 2,500, now you're like, okay, you need to actually break this range. Because when you actually go into the altcoin market and ask that question to yourself, like, okay, can the market break higher from this point? We don't know, but right now the indicators, now that indicates you something, right? That suggests us like, okay, the pattern is evolving here and we are still playing inside that pattern. It's all good. It's all great. So what we are eyeing here is a change. You broke that one to the upside and you're coming back and this retest should hold. And if you hold that retest, you're going to bounce, and that bounce is going to take the altcoin market to the upside. So you just go look at like the BTC dominance. It was just bouncing the other day because BTC was also moving compared to a lot of altcoins in average. So you're bouncing in this level. You need to hold on this. If this is breaking, that means Bitcoin is going to continue higher, because if you are actually taking on a daily and trying to plot your resistance level, you're like, okay, Bitcoin shows some upside with the MACD crossing. Fine. Now that's on a daily. So you kind of go on to a 3-day chart or a weekly chart and you're looking like, okay, where are we? You're close to a support. So usually you bounce from a support. Fine. But you are like, okay, on a weekly, that still doesn't actually look great because your RSI is still trending to the downside. Yes, I do agree. But as you make a lower high, you also have to consider that the price trending here is not bad. If you are able to bounce from there, that's like you're still maintaining this range and price of Bitcoin and altcoin moving together. So now you do understand that way you are going to look at, if you're going to put money, and that's just my opinion, and inside that, you're looking at it based on how things are evolving in the macro market, because just in a week, you're going to get Fed hike. And there will be a lot of projects. Now you go to a crypto exchange, look like which coin is down the most, and you see a lot of coins down 80 to 95%, when the majority are like 5 to 10%, which we are in. Why? That's this case, the fundamentals. So if you don't understand fundamentals and you're entering coins randomly, you may have issues and you don't want to be at that space. Guys, if you are receiving value, please do hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. And if you want these kind of updates and calls and breakouts, retest, bounces, and the targets, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. So guys, that's it for now, and I'm going to meet you on the next video. Bye.